Hello there, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. I already talked about armadas in general on my channel, and I talked about the normal armada, so to speak. But as someone requested to see a video like this, today I'm going to talk about all the different kinds of armadas. So I will give you an overview because there are loads of different kinds of armadas out there. And that's why I decided to grant the wish and make a video where I give you an introduction on all the kinds of armadas. On the single ones, I will definitely do single videos if I haven't done that yet, but I will give you one complete overview. And today we start with what I call the pirate armadas. They are, for example, here in Afritalis, and let's have a look at that system. There are armadas like the Marauder Heaven. That's the uncommon armadas. If I click it, you can see, of course, that they look different than Federation armadas or whatever, of course. But the rewards are different, and that's one of the points. Here you get the uncommon armada credits as well. I said something that's wrong. Not the rewards are different, but the armadas itself are different. And I was a step ahead of me already. You get the same rewards as from FKR Armadas. So Federation, Klingon, Romulan Armadas. We always put in a shortcut with FKR. But there are often Armada events in the event section where they say, do these and these Armadas. Or in Hostile Hunt, it's often the case, I guess. And then they mean FKR Armadas, and then those Armadas here don't count. So I will introduce them to these Armadas quickly, but they will not count in several events. So have always a close look which Armadas count there. But you see Armadas here, like in FKR, they are rare Armadas. That's the slave markets then, and they are also pirate strongholds. Those are the Epic Armadas, and they have the same price as the FKR Armadas. You see they cost 100 Armada directives as well, and they cost the same directives as a Federation, Klingon or Romulan Armada would cost. So this one is 100 normal Armada directives. This one is 200 rare normal Armadas directives, and this one costs 500 epic of the normal Armada directives. I usually don't recommend to do these, because if you're doing normal Armadas and spending normal Armada directives, go FKR, because you have another advantage there. I will tell you later, but just do them. But there's another kind of Armada I do not recommend to do, but even more strongly recommend not to do. That's Klingon burial ships. You find them, for example, here in Romulan space in Kafka. And the Klingon Romulan ships look like Klingon burial ships look like the sarcophagus, because the sarcophagus was one of those ships. And if you click them and you look at the rewards, then you will know why I usually say don't do them, because they're not worth it. Because the reward here is just 3,000 mycelium. I can mine this with my discovery within seconds, and so it's not really worth it, because they still cost normal Armada directives, only 20, but they cost Armada directives you have a much better use for if you do FKR Armadas. And they also exist in higher levels, in rare and so, but in very high level systems, but I don't do them there either. So you know they are there, but I really don't recommend to do them. And I was talking a lot about FKR Armadas already, so that I quickly will give you another introduction to them, even if you might have seen another video on them. Let's just have a look at the not so big system, but where perhaps find all three of them. Here in Vendor, for example, I have the Romulan Watch Post. That's the uncommon armada on the Romulans. And they give you uncommon armada credits as well. And you need those armada credits, as you know, in the Alliance store to exchange them for a lot of nice stuff. But the point why I say don't do the pirate ones, if you can do an FKR one, you see on the top, because you gain reputation if you do FKR Armadas. And if you are doing Klingons at the moment and try to get up the reputation of the Klingons, do Romulan Armadas, because you see you get the most for the Klingons here if you do the Romulans. And you do also get Federation reputation, but not as much as you get Klingon, because the Romulans are, so to speak, the arch enemy of the Klingons here in the game, and that's why you get more reputation for the Klingons. If you are trying to get up your reputation with the Federation, do Klingon Armadas, and if you try to get up your reputation with the Romulans, do Federation Armadas. But that's the point why I'm saying don't do the pirate ones in Afritelis, for example. Do proper FKR Armadas. And there, of course, there are also rare Armadas, where you then get rare exchange credits. And there are Epics. I don't know if I find one in this system. No, just go to Lapidis if they haven't done it yet. And have a look here. There usually should be an Epic. There it is. There's an Epic Armada, and here with the rewards you get Epic Armada credits. And those are for the Epic Armada bundles in the Alliance store. That's, so to speak, the normal Armadas. When there are events they talk about spending normal Armada credits, it is those Armada credits you need here. I've shown you earlier. It's those normal Armada credits. But let's get away from the standard one you might have seen in another video. And let's talk about more different kinds of those. Because there's also something in territory. That's why I have to scroll down here a bit and have a quick look here. There are Scavenger Layers, and I have to see where it was. There it is. Those are in the territories, and they are kind of Pucklet bases. You see how weirdly built they are, like the amalgam mixed up from different stuff. And those have rewards as well, but only isogen. In this case, it's a 2-star territory, so it's 2-star isogen, 100k. Yeah, nice, but you can mine 100k fast as well. And so I don't recommend to do these either, because they, again, cost you normal Armada credits, only 50. It's not as cheap as the Klingon burial ships, and not as expensive, so to speak, as the FKR ones, but you only get isogen and no Armada credits. And Armada credits are really great. And I forgot to mention on the other ones that the most of those, the ones I already talked about, always have a countdown of 15 minutes. So when it started, you have 15 minutes to get there. And it's the same with the Scavenger Layers. But they are only interesting for events. There were more events in the past, I haven't seen them in quite some time, where you had to score by killing those Scavenger Layers in territory. And then they are important to score, but otherwise I never do them. And to be honest, it's the same with the next ones. That's the Doomsday Fissures. And then I have to scroll through half the galaxy again. Below augment space, for example, there is the space where you find your space worms you have to kill for some events. And there are also armadas. There are these Doomsday Fissures, and you see them here are UC ones. And if you look at the rewards, you just get a little bit of pass deal. They're not that easy to kill, and so they're not the easiest armadas, but the rewards are crap, and they once again cost something very special I don't even have at the moment. And so I'm not doing them. But they are there, and I said that Doomsday directives is what you need. That's what I wanted to show you. I don't have them, but you get them from special events or from the store, but they're not even worth it anyway, and I have not needed them in ages. Not even, I haven't never needed them on this server. So they are there. That's why I'm including them in this video, but I'm usually not doing them. If there might come an event again where you need them, I would do them. But at the moment, I don't need them. There are some that are a bit more difficult and you can't do while you on a lower level because you need a certain ship, but they came up with events recently more often, and so I just want to show you that is the swarm hordes, so swarm armadas. And you find them, for example, here in Vahok, in close to Federation space. And those are rare armadas from the beginning. And, well, they are 254 million, so not that easy if you try it with a normal ship. And the rewards are just some swarm advanced biotics. So I'm not doing it for the rewards, but there are events where you need them for, where you need to do swarm armadas for, and that's why it's important to know about them. And to do them, you need the normal rare directives. And so that's another reason why I only do them if there's an event. This is a group armada as well, but you need people with a Franklin A to do them. Otherwise, you will not be able to do them. So, but I will cancel, and they are only 5 minutes, so you all have to be assembled there when you want to do them. But I will not start any of those today. I'm not wasting the Armada credits. But you might not only be forced to fight swarms even with an Armada, the same applies to the Borg, and there we have to go to the other side of Federation space, because here around Protari, there are systems with Borg Armadas. And in this case, I'm talking about the Borg Group Armadas. So they are the Borg Cubes. And the Borg Cubes are Group Armadas. The rewards, well, are just active nanoprobes. I get them faster via the refinery, but they're on this server we had Borg events quite often already. So you need to do those Borg Armadas with your alliance for events, and that's why it's important to know about them as well. You pay with them with Borg Armada directives. I have none at the moment because spent them on the last event, and they also only last 5 minutes. So all ships that want to take part in this Armada should be close if you want to start them. And you get those Borg Armada directives from special events or from the store as well, but I usually get them via events. And then you do this. Of course, it's easiest to do them with Vidas or Vidatelius, but in the beginning, when the server was quite new, when my alliance was quite young, although I started very soon after the beginning of the server, it was 4 weeks in or something. As soon as we had 1 or 2 Vidas, we could do them while the others were coming with faction ships or something. And so those Borg Cubes are not that hard to kill after a certain time in the game. But they are not the only Borg Group Armadas there. There are also the rare ones. That's Borg Tactical Cubes. And for those, you need 4 Armada directives. For the normal ones, for the UC, you need 1. For the Tactical Cubes, the rare ones, you need 4. And then we have, of course, the Epics as well. And for those, to start them, you need 10. And as I said, I usually do them in an event. And if have a close look at the event points you get for scoring when you defeat those Armadas. because in many cases it's worth to do 10 normal Borg cubes, so UC Armadas, instead of an epic one, because you get more points. So have a close look on that one if you do them. But all those UC rare epic, they all have a countdown of 5 minutes and work the same. But there's something else, and that's the big Borg cube you see here in Tisiphone and so on. Those are Armadas with just the mega cube tractor beam. So these are the mega cube Armadas. And for those, they are much stronger, of course, it's level 40 system. You need mega cube directives. You get them via events, sometimes the event store there or from the store. And they are just even a harder version than the other epic ones. And these, instead, different to the other Armadas, they have a 15-minute countdown. So they give you more time to get there. But those 4 are all Borg group Armadas. I come to the Borg solo Armadas a little bit later. First, I talk about more group Armadas. But be very careful which ones you choose to kill, because they're not all that easy. But talking about group Armadas, I also have to... No, I haven't saved a bookmark for that, I just realized. I just have to go to Kardashian, because they are also Kardashian Armadas. And they are a bit different than the FKR Armadas, but they have one advantage. They give you the same rewards as, for example, the Pirate Armadas, but they also give you Kardashian loot. So you see, you get the normal uncommon Armada credit, and you get Kardashian loot, which you also can exchange in your Alliance store. And they give you, it's not clickable, they give you Alliance reputation. That's forming up on the Alliance section screen. You see it here, Alliance reputation, I'm distinguished. That is the maximum. You lose the Alliance reputation if you leave the Alliance or go to a new Alliance. You start at 0 again. But you get some of this when you do a Kardashian Armada. But there's one big difference between FKR Armadas and Kardashian Armadas, and that is the strength you need to beat them. On normal Armadas, depending on your research and so on, it may be enough that you have a third of the power of that Armada to do them. On Kardashian Armadas, especially when you are on lower levels, your people that are joining in the Armada, you together from your alliance, have to get close to the power of the Armada. And that is especially true if you go further, for example, to Velo, and look at rare Armadas. They are here too. You get the rare Armada credits, but also superior Kardashian loot. And I'm not sure about this system. No, I have to go another to a further one or to a neighboring one. And I'm always clicking the wrong ones. They are epic as well. But my luck isn't with me today. For heaven's sake, I saw them. And I did them. There's a epic Kardashian Armada, and especially with the rare and epics, you have to be close to the power of the Armada to beat them. And here on the epics, you see you get superior Kardashian loot again, and you get epic Armada credits like from the FKR Armadas. So on the Kardashian ones, you get two kinds of loot. So everybody would say, oh, then I always do Kardashian Armadas. But first, watch out what an event says. If there's an Armada event, if they say you have to do FKR Armadas or just spend normal directives. If it just says spend normal directives, you can do Kardashian Armadas. If it says do FKR Armadas, you can't do Kardashian Armadas for the event. So always watch out there. And comparing the power and comparing the rewards, if you need epic rewards, for example, so epic loot or rare loot, think about if you don't rather do an FKR Armada, because you need much more power to do a Kardashian Armada than to do an FKR Armada. Or to switch it around, you can do much higher FKR Armadas than you can do Kardashian Armadas. So that's something you always have to think about, and what is the loot you need at the moment. But I don't want to go do a full video on the single Armada, so I just should go ahead, because there are some more group Armadas I already did a video on. That is formation Armadas. The formation Armadas you find in the Delta Quadrant, and so I quickly go out. Example, for example, around Calac or just inside Calac, and there they are. Those are group Armadas. So where you and your alliance have to work together. And in this case, you have to work with other alliances sometimes, so to speak, because your Armada you're attacking at the moment is this one triangle here in the formation Armada. This is an uncommon one. And you are attacking just one of those triangles. But to get the full rewards, all three triangles have to be attacked at the same time. I will not go into too big detail today, because I did a separate video on this, as I will do with the others I haven't done yet, or I did with the others I already have done. And it's a bit more complicated, and you have to cooperate with other alliances. And especially when there's a Formation Armada event, there's complete hell going on here when you try to get one. You have to be so fast with clicking. That's the biggest challenge here. But as with the Kardashian Armadas, you have to get close to the power of the Armada to beat it. And there are also, I quickly have to switch to the other sign here so I can see them. Show you, can I view the system? Yeah, that's why I picked this site. They go up to level 50, for example. There you need 870 million power to beat this thing. Let's go to a medium one. Oh, I forgot there's even more. There's 54 to 56. Is there another 50? There's a 55. That is 1.5 billion power. So have fun with those. And those are in the Delta Quadrant, and as I said, you have to cooperate. And you always have an Armada size of 4 on one of those triangles. It doesn't matter what your Armada control center, what size it is, what level it is. It is always only 4 people of your alliance that can do one of those together, one of those triangles. You can, if you have enough people from your alliance there, if you have enough directives, because you have to pay for every single triangle, and there you have to pay 100 formation Armada directives. So it's a different kind of Armada directives you get from the store, from events, from your dailies, depending on your level. And you have to pay it for all 3. So 3 people, you still can only do one Armada at a time as a player. 3 people will have to pay 100 formation Armada directives each. And don't forget, you can only start one of those 3. You can never start more than one Armada at a time as a player. But you can join all 3. If you have 3 ships there, 3 different people start, you can have 1 ship in each of the Armadas, for example. That is possible. But we talked a lot about group Armadas, and I want to go to the last group Armada on my list. That is what is causing all the messengers coming in at the moment. That is Exchange Armadas. We have Apex event again. It's Thursday. and they are exchange armadas. You see there's an epic one already. It's the Exchange High Security Vault, and that is here in the space, in exchange space that comes after rogue space here, and it's starting at Principium with level 27 armadas, if I can see some. Yeah, there is one. That's the lowest you can find. It's 2.8 million. It's easiest to do all of these with the Stellars. Of course, you can join with a different ship, but the Stellars are the ships that have the real oomph against those armadas. The rewards are uncommon exchange vault loot. You can exchange in your rogue faction store. You see the factions, and you see rogue, and there you see you can exchange it for uncommon uranium, rare uranium, epic uranium, or for exchange heist loot. There you get credits and reputation that you can do as well. And to earn this stuff, you need to do the exchange armadas. I will not go too much into detail there as well, because different video for the single armada, but just as an overview. And the exchange armadas also, you've seen the uncommon now, you've just seen, no, I switch the view again. That's something that happens as well, hard to touch. There's a rare armada still running. There you get uncommon exchange loot and rare exchange loot. And I quickly have shown you the epic, but there's one more epic because they are hard to find at the moment in an Apex event. And here you get uncommon exchange vault loot and epic exchange vault loot. So on an UC, you get UC credits. On a rare, you get UC and rare credits. And on an epic, you get UC and epic credits, so to speak. And that is the last group armada. And then we have some solo armadas. Now there's one more group armada I didn't do yet, because you need the solo armadas to do them. That's why I left it for later, but we come to that later. We first talk about the solo armadas. And first, for this, we have to go to Dominion space. And you see, I made a video on the bookmarks earlier, and you see I'm using it very often to jump through the galaxy. Graphics again. And go to Dominion space. And there, just to show you, I go to Rakan, because that's the first place where you will be able to do Dominion solo armadas if you're able to do them. And there you have the uncommon ones. That's the Jemadar flagship. And you take part with 3 of your own ships. So nobody else from the Alliance can join in. You and 3 of your ships are in there, and only 3, and the 3 strongest will be in. I'm out of range, so I cannot click it at the moment. But they are quite nasty, and you can't damage them. If they are damaged, they restore their health completely after you died, and you cannot just do it once, twice, 3 times, and then they're beaten. No, you have to be strong enough in the first place, or you can't beat them. And the loot here is Dominion solo armada credits. You exchange them in the Bajoran faction store, and you get Dominion solo armada addicts. You also can exchange them in the Bajoran faction store. Just quickly go there. You see there's uncommon loot exchange here, where you get a lot of nice stuff for your ships and so on. And you also get Dominion solo armada rare directives in the uncommon store. And there are also rare loot exchanges, epic loot exchanges, and elite loot exchanges. And elite loot, that's where you need these addicts for. And there you get Armada directives, and you see right here, I don't have to show you on the spot, it's uncommon Armada directives, rare Armada directives, and Epic Armada directives. So there's the 3 kinds of Armadas once again. But it's only supposed to be an overview today, so I shouldn't talk about too many details. But let's have a quick look at Karema is a system, but you've seen that there's rare directives as well, and you see those are systems you cannot see, and you see the symbol there. I can look into the systems here like Rakan or Isra, but I cannot look into Alafos or Karema as long as I don't have a ship there. But I already have shown you the directives, so you know there are also rare Dominion Solo Armadas and epic Dominion Solo Armadas. And we have another kind of Solo Armadas, and that's Borg Solo Armadas. And you find them, for example, here in Romulan space, for example, in a Traxi, the Borg spheres. So I'm flying there instead of viewing. Here are the Borg spheres. And they are the Borg Solo Armadas. They work the same like the Dominion ones. 3 of your ships attack here, and you need Solo Armada credits, Borg Solo Armada credits for those. I cannot click it now because otherwise I would start it. I'm in range, but only with 1 ship. I probably could do it with 1 ship, but you can do it with 3. And the countdown on the Solo ones, I forgot on the Dominion ones, is just 1 minute 30. So you should have all 3 ships there before you start them, because just 1.5 minutes. And when the last seconds are running, you cannot join with another ship like on all Armadas. When the 10-second countdown is on, that's it. And but it's good because you're playing alone and have to fight them alone. So why wait 15 minutes for one of those Armadas? So thank God it's just 1.5 minutes. And there are, of course, uncommon, rare, and epics as well with the Borg ones. But there's one different thing with the Borg that I meant. There's another group Armada, but that's a tough one, and one with a condition. That's the Borg expansion cube. You're not doing them alone. It's not a solo Armada, and it's right next door in Tosragi, next to a Traxi where you find the Borg spheres, and that's good. Because to manage these Borg expansion cubes and to do them, you need 500 expansion cube directives. I will not press it now because otherwise they are gone, and they are not that easy to get all the time. Here you have the 15 minutes again because it's a group Armada. But there's a catch. The people taking part should be taking part with the Vidatalius. Plus, that's not even enough to do it. Plus, everyone must have done one of the Borg Solo Armadas, one of the Borg spheres I've just shown you, within 60 minutes before doing this expansion cube, because you get a booster. So they are even interconnected. You have to do a Solo Armada, you have to do a group Armada with your alliance friends. That is a bit tricky, but it can be done, of course, because the systems are right next to each other. So you go to a Traxi to do your Solo Armada, preferably all the members that want to take part in the expansion cube Armada do it at the same time in a Traxi, then fly over quickly to Tosragi and do the expansion cube. But they are tough, and that's why you need the Talius plus the booster from the Borg Solo Armada. Only the Vidatalius gets. And so why everyone taking part would need a Vidatalius. So they are tough. But if you look at the rewards, you get Vinculum fragments, and you can get something in the Borg refinery with those fragments. I'm completely going to the wrong one, but you see on the solo ones, uncommon, rare, epic, as I said earlier. And here we are. Those are the rewards you can do. I have none at the moment, that's why it wasn't lightened up. And you even get officer shards here, you get Solo Armada directives, and Vidatellius loot exo. That's what you get with the rewards from an expansion cube. That's why I left this group Armada for after the solo Armadas, because they are intertwined. And there's one thing you can do with the other guys from your alliance, which is not exactly an Armada, but it works kind of like it. I just have to have a quick look if I find one, because I have no influence there, because the other alliances are choosing what they're doing. And so I quickly need to have a look to find a starbase, because you and other members of your alliance can attack starbases. And here we go, there is one. That's the starbase from another alliance, and unfortunately at the moment Scopely has a little bit of a problem, so I can not show you everything I wanted to show you. Since the Scopely introduced the forbidden tech, there are some issues still, and yeah, I have to get out of here. But the assault works similar to the other Armadas, just with your members together with other members of your alliance, and you are fighting in another alliance though. And when you do an assault, you need first of all different directives, and those are, mine should be done here. You need tactical mandates. With those, you can initiate assaults against alliance starbases, and you get them with your dailies. You get them with exchanging Kardashian loot, certain Kardashian loot, and then you can start an assault. Unfortunately, at the moment, I can't show you. I hope that it will be back soon, because I will also do a video, of course, on starbase assaults, and I just wanted to introduce you to all the different Armadas today, so it's not that bad today, but it will be bad when I want to do a starbase assault video. And it works the same like an Armada, but of course you are attacking the starbase of another alliance, and you get some loot from their stocks, and that means you probably will get attacked by the alliance if they are vigilant enough and get the report that your starbase is under attack, because the system is showing you if your starbase is under attack, and they might interfere. So starbase assault is a little bit more PvP than just doing an Armada. But I didn't want to leave it out when I'm talking about all those Armada kinds here, and starbase assault is working the same, only that you might get attacked while doing it. But this should sum it up. If I've forgotten any kind of Armada, just let me know in the comments, because there are so many. There was 14 different kinds of Armadas now. But Mugi, you wanted your overview. Here it is. I sometimes do favor to my Commodores. And I gave you the overview of all the Armadas. And if you want to know something about not Armada related topics like ships, crews, whatever, the next video is right in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.